We picture the greyhound as a fragile aristocrat, bred for the sofa or the track. History presents a very different animal, a robust, heavily muscled coursing hound, scarred by the terrain and built for violent pursuit. The concept of a modern dog breed is a recent administrative invention. It is a population defined by strict human rules and retrospective standards, not by deep biological continuity. This historical racing photograph shows exactly how that administration works. We see closed genetic pools, starting boxes, numbered racing vests, and standardized registries. These are tools of institutional control. The ancient hound is a functional type, a completely different biological category. It is a system of physical traits adapted specifically for rapid acceleration and visual hunting across open landscapes. These dogs were evaluated entirely by their utility. Whether managed by elite hunters or rural poachers, their survival depended on stamina, sharp eyesight, and the physical ability to overtake prey. We run into an immediate historiographical error when we look backwards. We know a modern registered greyhound implies a certain physical type of dog, but finding that physical type in the ancient world does not imply we have found the modern breed. Assuming a sleek dog carved on an ancient vase is a greyhound in the modern sense is an anachronism. It allows a contemporary administrative category to colonize the past with the calm confidence of a tax collector. To understand the actual history of these animals, we must abandon pet care sentimentality and strip away the kennel club mythologies. This diagram outlines a more disciplined approach. We must treat the greyhound as an object passing through varied historical regimes, studying it at the exact intersections of biology, aristocratic display, art, and law. The greyhound is an animal whose very body became a historical argument. Confusing the ancient functional archetype with a modern registered breed destroys the genuine complexity of how that argument was constructed over thousands of years. Because the dog passed through so many human systems, the evidence left behind is highly uneven. We have bones, legal texts, and art, but each artifact is only competent to answer entirely different historical questions. This heat map quantifies historical sources, providing a rigorous method for weighting evidence. Looking at the y-axis and x-axis, the matrix scores how reliably an artifact establishes morphology, function, or continuity. Physical remains are precise for certain data. A bone assemblage provides strong evidence for size, skeletal shape, and relationship to wolves. But those bones are completely mute on social context, unable to reveal if the animal was legally valued. We find the inverse problem in legal texts. Medieval legislation restricts dog ownership, creating a massive footprint in the historical record. These laws offer zero biological insight, perfectly documenting the animal's status as a controlled sporting commodity. Pure evidence is a myth. Rigorous history requires evaluating where a source is strong and deliberately ignoring it where it is weak. Visual evidence presents a different danger entirely. Historical art is vivid, seductive, and highly treacherous. Ancient elites utilized animal imagery as a technology of royal display. In this Assyrian lion hunt relief, the landscape, the guards, and the beasts are elements of a staged political arena, not a zoological textbook. Artists routinely stylized animal forms to project an ideal. A painted hound was designed to assert household order, hunting prowess, or symbolic protection in the afterlife. To strip emotion from visual analysis, we apply a mathematical formulation to score the image across 5 specific variables. A recognizable silhouette is useless in isolation. Without a defined cultural context or textual support, that shape cannot prove the existence of a specific breed. This establishes an ultimate boundary rule for evaluating ancient art. Iconography affinity does not equal biological ancestry. Finding a slim hound painted in a tomb or a fresco only proves that the artist knew the elegant outline of a coursing dog. While a hound in an ancient fresco is relevant to the broad history of visual pursuit, smuggling that physical resemblance into modern biological genealogy is professional malpractice. The physical reality of the hunt operated under a different logic. Specialized hunting dogs emerged organically from human repetition, generations of selecting and breeding animals for highly specific tasks in the field. The ancient archive contains a vast, diverse array of working dogs. Many were heavily built, thick-necked, and designed for guarding or direct combat, resisting our modern desire for sleek perfection. But a distinctly different coursing hound archetype also developed. This form was built exclusively for speed. A deep chest, flexible back, and tucked waist solved a specific engineering problem, achieving explosive acceleration. Elites co-opted this raw biological capability. By controlling these high-performance animals, they transformed the violence of the hunt into a ceremonial sport, using the dog to certify their own leisure and conquest. Maintaining this aristocratic facade required hidden institutional mechanics. The dog performed rank for the lord in the field, but that performance was entirely prepared and sustained by servants working in the kennels, attending to coats, limbs, and diets. The Noble Hound was not inherently aristocratic. It was a high-performance hunting instrument upon which the powerful laid a velvet adjective. The historian's primary duty is to refuse the easy narrative. No single artifact can comprehensively define the animal. A valid historical claim braids separate threads of evidence together, mapping physical capabilities against the legal constraints of the humans who managed it. Seductive artwork must be tested against technical hunting literature. Romantic myths of pure bloodlines must be cross-examined against the severe economic ledgers of royal kennels. Eventually, the hunting instrument transitioned into an emblem. In portraiture, the hound's composed demeanor served as a mirror reflecting quiet, polite power. The dog's morphology facilitated this perfectly. Its muscular hindquarters signaled a capacity for sudden violence, kept deliberately under sophisticated restraint. Stripping away the retroactive kennel club mythologies and administrative registries does not diminish the hound's legacy. The reality of a biological form continuously adapting to evolving human legal and moral regimes is far richer than a fabricated, unbroken bloodline. The Greyhound's ultimate dignity is not found in an administrative registry, but in its millennia-long role as a brilliant, enduring solution to the mechanics of speed and visual pursuit.